Sometimes you don't need a complex plot, mega events, crises, or cosmic villains for a good and fun story. In Batman Revere number 36 and number 37, the world's finest superheroes go out for a fun night with their partners. These events occur prior to Bruce and Selina Kyle's wedding day. A small storyline that not only shows the great contrast between Batman and Superman, but also makes it clear the enormous respect and admiration they have for each other. I've discussed these comics in previous shorts, but I continue to receive comments. Let's delve into the entire adventure thoroughly. Since I enjoy stories where Batman and Superman are close allies, I thought, why not write one? By the way, I already have a Twitch account. Find me as Negayo or with the link in the description below this video. Every Saturday, we'll discuss the week's superhero news. So now you know anything you want to share and discuss with the community, you can find us there in real time. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch or any of my other social networks. Superman learned that Bruce Wayne had gotten engaged to Selina Kyle. Superman didn't call to congratulate Bruce. He expected Bruce to call first and tell him about it. Anyway, it was all a drama that even Lois Lane knew could be resolved very easily. She kept trying to convince Clark to pick up the damn phone, but no, Superman was always too busy for those things. Or at least that's what he said.
The other side of the coin, actually it wasn't too different from what we just saw.
Batman also refused to call Superman, and this was something that Catwoman didn't really understand. I thought he was your best friend, she said, but Batman denied it, saying Jim Gordon was actually his best friend. This was also untrue, as he didn't know his real name. He retracted the statement and said Alfred was his best friend instead. Either way, the Bat kept making excuses to avoid calling Superman. Lloyd kept bringing it up, saying he'd like to meet Selina Kyle at some point. Even though Clark wasn't sure that a criminal like her was trustworthy enough to know his secret. Lane also said he had previously encountered the notorious thief Catwoman, an expert at finding what people hide, and surely someone who had already discovered what was hidden behind those huge reporter glasses. Indeed, in Gotham City, while Catwoman and Batman kept talking about Superman, the Cat revealed that she had discovered that secret a long time ago. I mean, a reporter who looks like Superman and writes a lot about Superman, it's kind of suspicious, isn't it? Selina thought that maybe that big secret identity was what kept Batman from introducing her to his best friend, but that wasn't the reason either. That night, Bruce refused to discuss the topic further.
3:28 in the morning.
Later, Selina interrupted Batman in the Batcave, asking if he was ashamed of her, but that wasn't the reason he hadn't introduced her to Clark either. Bruce was still investigating a robbery, but he had been avoiding the subject for a long time. Finally, he began to talk about his reasons for avoiding calling the Man of Steel and mentioned what he really thought of Superman. His planet was obliterated, making him the sole survivor of a catastrophe. Growing up on a farm, he slowly realized his uniqueness, discovering daily just how much of a stranger he was. He has the power to split the world in half, and he could do it with just one finger. This isn't his world, we're not his people, we should be like ants to him. Just imagine that. Always being excluded on the edge, the pain of knowing you'll never be part of something, not completely. And even so, he took all that pain and turned it into a symbol of hope. I am just a rich kid from the city. I met my parents, I knew who I was, I knew what I had to become, I had no choice but to be who I am. On the other hand, he had all the choices and decided to be who he is. Every kid looks up to him. He's a better man than I am. I can't really be a friend to him, not when he doesn't even need to congratulate me. I mean, look at me, who am I? Compared to him, he's Superman. During these days, Clark had also avoided calling Bruce and preferred to keep himself busy saving the world. Lois was already annoyed by the matter and her husband's stubbornness. So, no matter how many worlds were in crisis, she forced him to take a few moments with her to resolve this drama. That's how that night, while they were investigating a crime, Superman talked about his way of seeing Batman. His parents died when he was so young. They were shot, they were murdered, right in front of him. He grew up alone. He was a lonely child in a big mansion. He only had the memories of his father and mother. He had love, which was taken away. Could that turn him into a killer? He should want to destroy the world for what they did to him. Despite his pain and inner trauma, he transformed it into hope. I had the love of my parents. I had Ma and Pa the whole time. I had a whole childhood full of learning and happiness. Because of my powers, I have to do this. While he only has his wits and his willpower, and still he chose to do this. Everyone wants to be like him. He really is a better man than I am. He got engaged. He didn't call me, and that's fine. It's his way of telling me we're not friends. No, really, he is who he is. He doesn't need a friend. He doesn't need anyone. He's not like me. He's Batman. As each hero shared their opinion of the other concurrently, he noticed they were coincidentally investigating the same case, leading them to the same building. Why didn't I see you? Did you use the elevator? To reach this floor, I would have needed to break the window. So, after the awkward silence, Lois and Selina finally introduced themselves. The enemies they were looking for suddenly appeared here. The best in the world defeated them in a single move, and Superman asked if anyone wanted to go get something to eat. Superman is always a good guy. Soon after, the four of them went to the Gotham Fair looking elegant, but it was Superheroes Night where costumes were mandatory for entry. Bruce suggested that they should go somewhere else, but since it had already taken them an hour just to agree to come to the fair. Selina was already pretty hungry, so Lois suggested to the guys that they just put on their costumes, to which Bruce very politely replied no. On the contrary, Clark thought it was a great idea, except Lois mentioned that they should also swap costumes so they wouldn't look too much like themselves. To which Bruce very politely replied no. Selina reminded her fiancé again that she was hungry and trusted he would do whatever necessary to remedy the situation. Isn't that right, Bruce?
Nope.
Everyone changed clothes in a public restroom. Selina was the only one without a costume, but they let her in anyway. She simply meowed at the ticket clerk, which sufficed. After years, I still don't grasp how the world functions. The influential group of friends prepared for a fun night out together. Everyone except Bruce complained about the food there, saying everything had too many calories, that he had to maintain his physique, punch more trees during training, and many other things. Superman unexpectedly shared that he once knocked down a tree and felt so guilty, he spent a whole day planting saplings to make up for it. On the outskirts of Smallville that night, Lois didn't let Clark play too much at the fair, especially strength games. Bruce complained that Superman's suit made him itch. Clark said it was due to an anti-radiation feature, but Lois revealed it was because Superman didn't wash his suit daily. In fact, Selina says that Bruce does the same thing, so now you know. If you're robbing a bank one day and suddenly smell dirty laundry, it might be one of these two culprits. Plan on Clark and Lois exiting the tunnel of love. Selina and Bruce exiting the tunnel of love. Two friends playing a little baseball saying this is too easy. And then Clark suggests that he could pitch the ball while Bruce is sure he can still hit it. Meanwhile, Lois and Selina stepped away briefly to drink in private. Actually, both of them got along quite well and discovered that they had several things in common, father issues. For example, Clark found it curious that Selina was a criminal, and well, Batman is supposed to fight criminals. However, good old Bruce hit back at his friend by saying that Lois was the best reporter in the world, and Superman's identity was the biggest secret of all. So they kept arguing about whether Batman would be able to hit a ball pitched by Superman or not. Suddenly, a guy dressed as the E, question comes out, running away with Lois Lane's purse. Both of them watch him go while laughing at the bad luck of this poor thief. Bruce picks up a baseball, Clark gives the coordinates, tells him the exact moment to throw, and this unlucky guy gets knocked out in the... Even when stopping crime, you have to have a bit of style. On the Ferris wheel, Lois looks at the stars and says it's a beautiful night, while Clark is still insisting that no one could hit a ball pitched by him. Not even Jonathan could do it. Selina Kyle was having fun like a little girl. Meanwhile, Bruce kept calculating out loud that Superman couldn't throw too hard without disintegrating the ball. The millionaire said that was his chance to bat. All had ice cream. Selina found Lois and Clark's relationship odd due to their differences, while Lois felt the same about Bruce and Selina's relationship. Batman and Superman also talked about this, about how hectic their superhero lives are, how hard it can be to commit and live a peaceful life like a normal person. And even though at that time for Bruce Wayne being engaged and seeking happiness was something completely new, he had the full support of his best friend. At the end of the evening, Superman described the outing as nice. The two friends hugged. Bruce was congratulated by Clark on his engagement, but there was still something left to do. I know a place, but let's change clothes first. They changed out of their costumes, went to a lonely field, and it turns out that Selina kept the wallet of the thief who robbed them. Superman prepared with the ball, saying up, up and away, while Bruce psyched himself up murmuring, vengeance. It's like the night. The friends could only watch the whole soap opera, but they forgave them just because they had good abs. Superman threw the ball, Batman managed to hit it, and the crowd celebrated while the pitcher was left stunned. And this is how this story ends. Don't forget to use the code NEGAYOQUIOMBAJO in the Epic Store and follow me on social media. I also have an account on Twitch where we'll soon start with live content, so I'll leave the links in the description of this video. Meanwhile, enable YouTube notifications so you catch my latest shorts, videos and streams. I know this has been a pretty simple video and maybe a bit out of the ordinary since we usually talk more about adaptations or more complex Elseworlds. Don't worry, we'll soon continue with analyses, summaries, movies, fun facts and more videos exploring the multiverses of Detective Comics. In the meantime, I just want to say a huge thank you for stopping by. Folks, my name is Alex for the Negacho channel. See you later.